video time. And what is the topic for this video? Well, it's another drawing video. And what are we drawing? Superheroes. That's going to be my new project for the next month or so. It's going to be my next project I'm going to try and keep up with. And that being said, I kind of want to just hop into this. What I'm going to try drawing today is Spider-Man, because who doesn't love Spider-Man, right? He's one of the most popular Marvel superheroes. Everybody's had a ton of Spider-Man crap as a kid, and or still does. I just kind of want to hop into this. I want to get started. Basically what it's going to be is just a video of me drawing, commentary over it, and then at the end, I'll talk a little bit more. Excuse me. And then that's really about it. I don't know what else to say about that. I'm going to draw a picture. I'm going to talk about the process and drawing of it, and you'll get to see what I did. It's a lame concept for a video, but that's the best I can muster right now. After the video, then of course, you know, comments and stuff will be available. Actually, they'll be available throughout. But what I'm going to try doing is this week, you know, I'm drawing Spider-Man, but I want you guys to be involved. I want you to decide what you want to see, what you want to see me draw, what I should be doing, and you'll vote on it in the comments. And the hero name I see the most, of course, by next week, that's the one I will do next. So screw it, let's get into it. So, of course, with everything, I go ahead and start with a circle and just kind of work my way from there. And that's really the main typical thing about drawing too, is you just want to start with a circle, because all any picture that you make is ever going to be is just a bunch of shapes put together. And that's really a really neat thing about it too, is for those of you who don't think that you can draw, or those who, I mean, if you don't have particular interest in it, or if you do have an interest, you've just never really had a reason to get into it, just remember that if, you know, a picture looks really detailed and extravagant or highly detailed, just remember that it started out as a bunch of shapes that were thrown together. And as you can see, really all I'm doing is I'm putting a bunch of curvy and bent lines together. That's all they are, is lines and circles and things like that. And of course, my art style is a bit more advanced, or it's more progressive in the how quickly the picture is drawn, because I don't just do like a bunch of circles all at once and then put them together, because I'm practiced enough to just go ahead and draw the body. And I can do a more detailed video on that later, about how you can take just shapes and make a decent picture from it. I can do a more detailed picture to actually maybe teach how to draw, although that hasn't been a focus of mine. I suppose I could do that. I think that'd be a bit more helpful for a lot of people who want to draw. Although, then again, I'm also using Microsoft Paint here. I'm not drawing by hand, so I don't know if that would impact someone's ability to learn how to draw. But if you're using Microsoft Paint or any other art program, or even just drawing with pencil and paper, the system of drawing pictures and drawing people and bodies, things like that, it's typically very much the same. It's just the method of how it's done is significantly different. And it just dawned on me that the pose that I'm drawing Spider-Man in is very similar to that one painting with, I think it's David and God, and they're like touching hands or whatever, and it's all like that majestic in the clouds and super like really well done. That classic art piece, I don't know what it's called, but those of you who are into art, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I think that's kind of funny. But yeah, at this point, I've been working on it for about 20 minutes, maybe 20 to 15 minutes at this point. Of course, I sped up the process because otherwise this would take way too long. Yeah, but there we go, doing the hands. And I find hands to be the hardest part of anything. Hands and feet, for some reason, are difficult for me to draw. So if you don't think that, you know, I did a particularly good job on either the hands or feet, I don't think I did a really good job either, because for some reason I just have issues with those parts of the anatomy. I don't know why. That's another reason why I draw a lot of just animal or furry art too. Like on my DeviantArt, those of you who checked it out, is because it's easier to draw paws than it is to draw fingers. And animals to me are just a lot easier.
Unless you do more anthropomorphic figures, then they're still a little bit easier because you can simplify it. Whereas with people, despite being such a familiar form in that I am a person myself, I don't know, I just have this weird thing with hands and feet. I'm not particularly good at drawing them. That's why I have a lot of just pre-rendered or pre-drawn hands of various sizes, so I can kind of just copy and paste. And that's the easy thing about when I do my comics and stuff on Microsoft Paint, is I can just copy and paste a lot of it, and that makes it go by a lot quicker. I don't have to draw each individual finger and hand every single time, although with a lot of the time I end up having to anyway, just because posing and things. Anyway, getting back to this picture, I took a bit of artistic liberty, as one should do when they're, doing their own thing. Not too much. I gave him kind of some shoulder pads, as you can see, and I gave him kind of like a utility belt sort of deal going on, because a lot of times when you see Spider-Man, he doesn't really have any kind of, real details. It's really just a bodysuit most of the time, maybe with a little bit of padding, maybe with some pouches or something like that. It's not too extravagant, so I kind of went out and did my own thing here. And I'm proud of it. I like how it came out. I kind of went ahead and did more of sort of a boot and glove scheme for the feet and hands, as opposed to, again, it just being one massive bodysuit, because I think that would just be a whole lot more practical as far as getting in and out of it and comfort-wise. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but again, it's stylizing, artistic liberty. You can do whatever you want. Everybody draws differently. Everybody has their own ideas and schemes of how things should work and how they should look. I think actually the feet didn't come out too horribly here, which is something I've been practicing on lately, is doing feet more. And just things of the anatomy. I've been doing a lot more work with muscles and feet and posing, because a lot of my pictures they're kind of boring, because I don't think too much on posing and stuff like that. And I think a big part of that is just because I want to draw it and get it over with. And that's easy when you just have a bunch of pre-rendered body bases and things that you only edit very minorly. And of course here we go into the coloring, very basic Spider-Man colors. I probably could have dimmed them a little bit, and I might at some point recolor it. It's up on my DeviantArt right now, actually. I might recolor it, make the colors a bit dimmer, not so bright. I kind of want to see how that turns out. I like it the way it is. It's a cartoon picture. It's supposed to be bright and colorful and grab your attention, as the Spider-Man uniform does. Blue and red. If you don't notice that, you're either really don't like color or are colorblind. I actually don't know if colorblind people can see blue or not. I know red is a hard one to see when compared to green, because I'm very slightly colorblind, and sometimes it's hard for me to detect red or certain shades of red when it's next to green. Here we got some of that shading I was talking about going in there. Probably could have been a little darker with the reds, maybe not, I don't know. Shading is a lot easier than people think too, and there it is. It's pretty much very close to being done. I didn't do a whole lot of detail on this picture. I just kind of drew it, colored it, added some minor shading. Probably could have done a bit more with light shading, a bit more accents. But at the same time, I don't have a whole lot of time to work on this stuff. And there's the finished project. Mag-freaking-nificent, isn't it?
And there it is. Not a particularly exciting video, but then again, mine never really are. I promised Spider-Man, and there he is. If you have a hero that you would like me to draw, go ahead and post it in the comments. The one I see the most often is the one I'll do. Any other comments, go ahead and leave them. Like, comment, subscribe if this is for some reason entertaining to you. And yeah, let's see what we can do with this topic. I've thought about doing this for a while, so we'll see how far I get with this. Can't get anywhere without your guys' support. And for those of you who have been subscribed to this channel for, again, I don't know why, but I love you. Thank you very much. And I'll see you next time.